For my union contract, I only get shown twice initially, and then twice again later.
You what?
Twice initially and twice again later.
I know, I heard that after, before that.
It's for my union contract.
Oh.
I know, politics, I know. It's tough.
Puppy is eating all of her food. That was her second meal in the last time.
Let her. That shit's hardly fattening.
She gained a half a pound.
Yeah, that's from eating so many damn French fries. Cut the French fries out.
Eating that many French fries.
Cut the salt out.
Oh, you already gave her all the rest of her.
Yep.
Oh well, I guess you're just stuck with what you got here, pup.
Good. Don't have to worry about it anymore.
I'm gonna introduce to you. Can I give her the grass-fed beef recipe?
I can't work in these conditions.
Senpai. Can I open this one?
Did you just call me senpai?
Maybe.
No. No.
No, don't open it or no, you're gonna die. Oh, you die. Okay. Good night.
Where am I? How did I get here?
Oh no.
Is my quest out for this? Oh fuck, I forgot to save, didn't I? Is that one guy still in my guild? No. Yes. Yes! It's fine, whatever.
Well, you didn't answer me. How am I supposed to know? I get yelled at when I just assume things. Oh.
What? Anyway,
completely different.
I need to do some things here. I'm probably missing on a little bit of XP too, but whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah, you got new food in there now. Okay.
Where's the new guy? There he is. Not bad. Atheran. Okay. Quests all. Okay, good. It's completed for him. That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay now. Quest complete. Oh, I can't do it that way, can I? Where am I? You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. And this is only because I got rolled back a little bit. Where's my macros? I'm going to remove that when I'm done because I don't want to accidentally click it later. That's not where I was. I was over here somewhere. I'm just going to die the entire inner area here. Not going to loot anything. about how much gold I normally have, so I can't really complain about that.
Relax. You begin. Strength and honor. Go with
All
honor.
right. This guy, I guess.
Strength and honor. Victory.
I don't know where they are. I do know his spell sucks compared to mine. I'm pretty sure the cats are on the other side of the river here. Oh, what's that? Oh, I can fuck him up. I ain't scared of him. You know what? Let me dot save real quick. I'm gonna restart the server. Because I forgot I wanted to do something. Where is their default? Shit. Okay, I'm gonna restart the server.
A downhill trend, and now they seem to have changed their entire philosophy. So hopefully we can dig into what caused that, other than just financials and trying to get sub numbers up. How did they change their entire approach to the game? So that's what we're interested in. I hope it goes well. We're getting to meet so many cool people, and higher ups like serious execs. So fingers crossed, guys.
Well, yeah, I think Blizzard.
Whatever, I'll watch
Downhill
it.
trend, and now they seem to have
Like, you've got the Hong Kong, you've got the fucking Diablo Immortal, you've got this whole investigation. I mean, yeah, we got Lizard Entertainment here. So, of course they want to turn that shit around. Overwatch 2? I think Overwatch 2 is fine. That's just people overreacting.
The sheer number of cases that came out at that point, I was like, oh my god.
Garrison resources.
I just want to be hype about it again.
Yeah.
We're missing something big here. So we were.
This video was so fucking good. I remember watching this the day it came out. It was one of my favorite videos that he's ever made.
We were failing.
Time to give up on World of Warcraft.
All right. Here we go. They're letting him back in.
Almost a year ago, after 10 years of making nearly daily World of Warcraft content, decided that I could no longer do it. My love of the game, my passion of the game, and my enjoyment of the game had been reduced to absolute zero. Dragonflight starts coming, and one of the messages I receive is they have changed practically everything that I disliked about the game. So, what changed? Blizzard suffered through heavy issues during COVID-19, and then a spate of sexual allegations and lawsuits which entirely disrupted the upper management. That's a lot that's happened.
Yeah, I think that it's fair to assume, and like it's not up to the consumer to take on this burden, but whenever you think about it contextually, that they had this massive investigation going on, it really makes sense why like Shadowlands was bad. It really does. It makes sense why Shadowlands was bad. Yeah, sure.
What's really changed? So, we decided we would go and find out properly. If I was going to play this game again, enjoy this game, and make content for this game again, I need to know the real truth. So we sent a message to Blizzard. We're not looking for money. In fact, we have paid to be here. That's right. This is not a marketing scheme. This is nothing that Blizzard has organized. They haven't asked me to come here. We asked them. We said, we will pay for it. We will come there. All we ask for is a bit of your time and sitting down properly. Over the years, I've done several interviews with Blizzard employees from the top brass, but always under limitations. Being in front of a live Twitch stream, being in front of prepared questions or general guidelines of the things we're going to talk about. And I don't want any of that today. And Blizzard?
I'm okay with prepared questions. I'm actually okay with that because it gives them time to come up with a good response. And I think that taking extra time to come up with a good response is not necessarily... This is not duplicitous. This is not a, you know, it's not cheating or something like that. It just gives them time to have an answer ready for this. Yeah, with a convenient response. Yeah, exactly. It depends. It does depend on the context. Yeah, sure.
Said yes. They said, absolutely. We will give you a week on our campus. We will give you unprecedented, unfiltered access to our facilities and to what is going on. So as you can see, guys, I am here. I am standing on the Blizzard campus in front of the famous Orc statue, and I have been and met absolutely everybody. Let's go on this journey and find out what the real truth is. First of all, let's sit down with two of the big guns. You probably haven't seen these outside of major announcements and don't know who they are, but they are very, very, very big deals. First, we're going to sit down with Holly Longdale. Holly joined in 2020 to take over the Classic team. Yep. She has so much MMO experience, it's ridiculous. She spent nearly 10 years alone on EverQuest 2 getting their Classic game up and running.
Holy
and she's
fuck.
now the vice president of all of World of Warcraft.
Okay.
With her, John Haidt. John's been in the game since 1993. He's worked on video game franchises you guys probably love, like God of War, Command & Conquer Red Alert. He literally, and I mean
All right. Red Alert. I got it. All right. John's a real one. Understood.
Wrote the book on how to create video games. He was a professor for years and joined the World of Warcraft team in 2011.
All right.
He is now in charge of Warcraft, not just World of Warcraft, all of Warcraft.
Yeah, this guy's pretty much, like if there's something wrong with any WoW game, it's his fault.
I couldn't miss the opportunity while I had these two here to find out how Classic came about and how it's probably influencing Dragonflight.
I mean, Classic seems to have been a runaway success. Like the meme of it being, you think you want it, but you don't.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
oh, we want
We
it.
thought you didn't, but you did.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I mean, how was that decision come to at the time? Like, what made the change there? With
that we actually made Classic?
Yeah, that you were like, okay, they keep asking, we're going to do it.
Honestly, yeah, we didn't think it was going to be
possible, right?
Financially, even necessarily a great decision, as much as it was. Our fans are really asking for this. Some of our most devoted fans are asking for this. And it really was. When we say it was a love letter, it was a love letter. We're like, we justified it in the, hey, we do this. It's going to make our fans super happy.
So we do this. Finally, they'll shut the fuck up. We're sick of hearing about it. We're tired of
just
this.
do what I
We're
wanted to
tired
see.
of them bringing this up over and over and over. This is nobody even cares about the expansion. Just gonna fucking do it, and we're gonna move on. Yeah, it's gonna lose money. Let's just get it out of the way. Yep, understood.
And we're gonna learn a lot in the process. But I mean, come on, how many games have gone back and recreated that? And I did that on God of War, right?
Yep.
God of War 1 and 2, and up-resed them. But the game's still live. It's like you can still play those areas in modern. So going back and recreating that original experience, I don't think that's ever been done before.
I mean, RuneScape's tried. Old school RuneScape is, but they had to accept a lot of changes.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here with doing our EverQuest Classic servers.
Yeah.
This WoW is a whole different
animal.
Yeah.
What challenges did you meet then that you weren't expecting? I guess.
With Classic?
Yeah, for sure.
Numbers, just vast.
Just the sheer amount of people playing it.
Numbers, yeah, and players never do what you expect them to, like ever.
So basically, the players are exactly, of course.
That's like every MMO lesson ever, right? Is the like crawling.
Oh fuck
But
you!
that's one
You
of
know
the
what?
beauties of it is, we're re-exploring and relearning, Classic. Even as much time and effort is spent in the archeology of, does it match what the original game was like? But when players interact with it,
I hate strangled porn.
The knowledge, that some of them have done it before.
Yeah.
All these like really interesting little edge cases and stuff that they find, and it's a day-to-day. Wow, look what they figured out.
Yeah.
It was based.
Did you
on...
expect it to just be like everyone's going to play it for like a month? Yeah. Was that your expectation?
Kind of. I mean, I remember our original estimates, and it was kind of funny because we totally underestimated.
I wonder if they're gonna give any numbers. I really want. I want to know numbers, John. Let's hear some fucking numbers. Even if they're proportional percentage numbers that don't actually reveal anything, I want numbers.
The number of realms we're going to have, and I can remember, like arguing with one of our regions, it was like very conservative and like, we're only going to need this, and we'd flown out there. And we're like, no, we think based on our estimates in North America, you're probably going to want to have more than that. Within, and God bless the Classic team, but like literally within weeks they had to spin up 10 times our estimate.
Almost like the original WoW
to handle it.
It's almost like a recreate.
Well, it's because Classic WoW it was so big that it became bigger than WoW. It's like everybody in the gaming space knew about Classic WoW. It wasn't like a new WoW expansion or, you know, like a new game coming out. It was like a massive fucking thing.
That back-end experience.
Except we had the technology this time. Then it was like...
You know what they need to do? They already made Wrath Classic. They need to release a patch that reverts a lot of classes and percentage-based mana costs and all that shit back to where it was in Burning Crusade. And at the same time, they need to keep the Wrath content. And what they need to do is they need to start making expansions for the original Azeroth. Because there's a fuck ton of content that was like expected to be released, but it was never released that they could have released. And they're like, no, they decided to blow up the whole world. They honestly, like, they did it, like, Kata was a good idea, but there is so much unexplored content left that they should have milked that before they decided, you know what, we're gonna start completely over. That's what they should have did. And they shouldn't have dumbed everything down like they did. I personally don't know if being a hunter in vanilla was better than being a hunter in Wrath. I keep hearing, you know, pros and cons of both, but like, to me, it sounds like being a hunter in vanilla was like a more unique experience. Like, you could almost do multiple playthroughs as a hunter in vanilla. With different, you know, different rare elite mobs that you could tame. And not get bored. But what do I know, you know? And they would make they would save a lot of money if they just went back and started making expansion content for the original game. Because then they wouldn't have to, they could just say, you know, this new engine that they're probably working on, they've probably been working on. They can be like, you know what? Pause that. We're just gonna make more vanilla WoW content. That's what they're gonna do. Because there's so much unreleased shit. There's YouTube videos upon YouTube videos. There's hours and hours of YouTube videos of just all this unreleased shit. Why not finish it? You know? Why not put it in the game? I don't know. It's just an idea. Babes. I know you're gonna want back in here. Come on. I already got up once to let you win. I'm not playing them games. I mean, I am playing games. I'm not playing those games.
Can't have that.
Anyway, as he
We
was.
don't have the hardware. What do we do? I don't know. Go up to fries.
Literally belt strapping things together. Plug it in. Go, go, go. But
Yeah.
it's been. I'm curious what you guys have learned from that, from what the players are doing in Classic that's now coming into the retail game. Like you were like, yeah, we should bring that.
This is a great
You're
question.
seeing it, yeah. I mean, that's
Talent
the
trees?
exciting thing is Classic brought back these conversations about talent trees, like revamping talents. How much do you love spending your points and experimenting?
Isn't it crazy how like they finally, Classic WoW came out and it's like the talent trees came out, and I feel like the talent trees in Dragonflight are majority positive. Most people have been like, they're pretty good. Like, I'm happy with my talent tree. I'm excited. So it's like, yeah.
Your class, or
Fuck yeah.
if that was what your memory is, that's my memory of Classic or of Vanilla. And so the team recognized that. They're always taking the pulse too. It's like players really love that. And professions. I think the teams really wanted for a long time to be able to focus on professions as well. But
I'm really curious to see what professions are going to look like in Dragonflight. I'll be honest, I am not convinced that they will be as good as Blizzard thinks they will. I think that this will be turned into a formulaic algorithm that players use in order to, make these decisions on who's going to make what, who's going to get what, how professions are going to be farmed, etc. I don't think it's going to be that great, but we'll see what happens.
even how we are looking at content, right? So more, in vanilla or classic, there's the exploration factor. It felt less guided, and the team's taken that to heart too. And you'll see elements of that in Dragonflight as well. It's a really wonderful exploration about, where are we now and where are we going to go in the future, and kind of taking stock and listening to the community, and it's pretty incredible to see it coming through in Dragonflight.
Yeah, I think this social interaction,
I
in
miss that so
classic,
much.
you had to, just to get through stuff, you had to make friends, and we were all in this together. I played in the beta, and I played, WoW. I played for 18 years.
What's the biggest change you've seen in players? Because I talk about like what idyllic MMOs, what would I, if I was creating an MMO, it looked like, and I focus so much on the people, because I can't think of an MMO being anywhere what I would consider great without the people you play with. I think about my guild more than what's this feature, what's this content. But we're growing loud voice that I've seen across many MMOs now. We're talking to so many MMO companies. A lot of players who just want the solo experience. And their biggest fear is actually other people, which blows my mind, because I was like, I love the people so.
As I've said, I think that WoW was like a stand-apart game in 2004 because it provided a solo experience. WoW was a great solo experience. Like, my mom played WoW solo 95% of the time. I play WoW solo a lot. So, yeah, I think that they already have that.
Even the bad ones, because that's a moment. I think about those moments.
How dare you not drop anything, you stupid cat.
What's the biggest change you've seen in gaming in general?
I think you've actually identified one of the challenges that we face with World of Warcraft.
Oh, there's something going on over there.
We know that a lot of players just want to come in, have some fun, know that, there's things for them to do, and not have the pressure of having to interact with other people. But then they want to, and they want.
I think that's a really good point. Yeah, interaction should not be mandatory. Like, making people interact with each other through like weird systems that you kind of force into the game that players have to interface with, this sucks. Yeah, interaction should be optional and should be taken enthusiastically.
they have that chance encounter, you know, where someone happens to be farming the same thing and you just got killed 3 times and, you know, okay, let's join in a group together. We did it. We killed it together. Awesome. That's cool. Or meeting, you know, that set of friends that you start running dungeons with, or you start doing a raid with and enjoying some of that group content that you created. Those are some of the best moments in the game.
Yep.
Like, I remember it was Christmas a few years back when we had the hive mind, you know, mount. It was this crazy set of things that you had to do.
Oh my god! I remember we did this on stream. This shit was fun. I think it was like me, McConnell, and like 3 other dudes. It was a good time.
Unlock it, and I did this with a completely random set of people.
Why,
you know, 4 people I didn't even know. We went through all of it. I had all the monocles. We got this thing, and we were all like high-fiving each other. And I I got to put them on my friends list. And I actually kept in contact with the one for a couple months after that.
Yeah.
But those moments are so
really
cool.
fun.
And I think, you know, we try to have experiences like that. You know, where you no pressure. You can play by yourself if you want to. And I think there's something actually kind of comforting knowing that while I'm wandering around doing my solo thing, you know, working on one of my alts or whatever,
You're surrounded by other people.
There's thousands of other people around there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I think people like the idea of a shared space, but not necessarily a mandatory sharing of that space.
I can see them doing their thing. And I think that's a really fun part of the game. It reminds me that I'm not just doing this all by myself.
Like I said before, what does it mean for Azeroth to feel alive, you know, day to day, week to week, and ongoing? And how do we evolve that? And to me, you know, I geek out. We all geek out about all this stuff about how do we evolve? We are committed to WoW evolving and delivering more for players and being mindful of the community. So when you're talking about how gamers...
I think that's probably one of the biggest weaknesses that WoW's had in the past, like, ever since Legion, I would say, is that I don't think WoW has really evolved since Legion at all.
Change. We have people like you, people that we are a living, breathing community, not just in Azeroth, but outside it as well. And really, you know, advancing our thinking about what does it mean for all of us as a community around World of Warcraft. So we're thinking really big, you know, and then also, you know, what's going to bring players along, you know, week to week, month to month, and make sure that, you know, we're serving our community who want to live there.
This is why this trip is so important. Sitting down with these guys, finding out how Classic came about and how it's going to influence Dragonflight, so amazing. But one of the things I'm worried about with coming here is I actually don't know how everybody plays World of Warcraft. I think back to my day to say, from vanilla all the way up until the end, and the sheer amount of mandatory content that has been added to the game over the years has just grown exponentially, including several systems which are just infinite in time.
Shit.
Now, of course, mandatory is a subjective thing.
Bruh.
If you break it down, everything is optional. But if you wanted to...
Yo, we're about to get to Legion. You're about to get to Legion. Get ready for it.
Character wearing the
Here we go.
gear, the latest legendaries, whatever it might be, your commitment to the game has massively increased. Even doing content
BFA is
that
even
perhaps
worse.
you don't like, simply because you have to. Torghast would be a great example of that. But the thing is, I actually don't know whether people like doing that. Nobody does except them. So
People like doing things that they don't have to do a lot more than they like doing things that they do have to do. I think that Torghast would have been looked at much more positively if people didn't have to do it.
Sit down with
It's not
Ian
that
and
complicated.
try and find out how people spend their time in Azeroth. But I know how you guys spend your time, and that's by picking up a display. Display are proudly sponsoring this video so we could take all our equipment, pack up.
So like if you want to play a video game, you can log into WoW and decide what video game you want to play. That's, I think, one of the biggest positives with the game, and I think that MMOs that don't have that, and I think that really 2 MMOs that don't have that is number 1. All right, here we go. Oh, that is spooky. That's real spooky.
Make sure your fan for set right.
Mm-hmm.
It's that time of year. There's just something in the air. Something off.
Ooh.
The kids are trick-or-treating. People are going to costume parties. And you? Well, you're sitting in front of your computer listening to me talk about World of Warcraft.
Because we're
now,
losers.
That's scary.
Sure is.
Well, let's at least make the best of it.
Of course.
Never mind the fact that this stuff is all over the internet, and you've probably seen it 1,000 times before. But this is the top 10 spookiest, scariest spooks in World of Warcraft.
Okay. Dude, the music, man, this is intense.
Zombies. Not just any zombies, though. Can you guess this location? Some
Right
of you may have
behind
said
Moonbrook.
Westfall, and you'd be right. One of the more revolutionary things with the game at the time of its release were day and night cycles.
Amazing.
The World of Warcraft is, well, a world. As described in their 2001 preview of the game, they wanted to make it seem like a world, and one of their main ways of doing that was to change it as time goes on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As the sun goes down and the skies darken, in the town of Moonbrook will stir something a bit more nefarious than some simple bandits. The vultures that normally reside in the graveyard outside of town take shelter as the undead rise from their graves and search for their next meal.
That's so fucking cool, dude.
This ghoulish transition isn't unique to
that is
Moonbrook,
cool.
however. Located in the Silverpine Forest, just outside of the Shadowfang Keep dungeon, is the Pyrewood Village. By day, a quiet town of villagers just going about their normal lives.
But at night?
However, as night turns...
Uh-oh. Are we set?
That's right. Furries.
What?
If you dare to move forward,
No,
let's
no.
move on to number 9.
No, that's terrifying. I'm done. I'm too afraid. I can't watch the rest of this. This is terrifying to me, man. Please no furries. Oh, this is in Deadwind Pass.
At number 9, we have the Noosemen. You can
Could
find
you
these
imagine
guys
doing this
hanging
today?
around in various zones in the game. In the appropriately named Deadwind Pass, which eventually held the Karazhan raid, and also outside the Scarlet Crusade stronghold in the Tearsfall Glades.
Oh,
you
shit.
find the bodies of non-believers hanging in the trees as a word of warning for those who don't abide by the cult strictures. Rated T for teen, or rather, terrifying.
Terrifying. I feel like that should be higher up.
Will fail.
Ooh.
Your friends will abandon you.
Cthulhu.
Death is close.
No, that wasn't the voice in your head that you normally hear. That was the voice of the old god Cthulhu.
I hope he shows the
Housed
Ashbringer
in
ones
the
too.
ancient temple of Ankh-Kiraj lies the god of madness and chaos.
God, I love his
and
voice,
working
man.
your way through his minions, he'll periodically shit-talk you like a 9-year-old on Xbox Live.
Of course.
Spooking unsuspecting raiders.
You are weak. You are already dead.
That sounds like my
You
raid.
betray your friends.
That actually sounds exactly like my raid.
Bonded your mom.
These whispers, for a time, were implemented into the popular add-on Deadly Boss mods.
Yeah.
If you were attacked while AFK, it would play this line while you're alt-tabbed out in Wowhead or watching pornography. And this caused many players to question their sanity,
shit.
and countless threads were created searching for answers. It was eventually removed from the add-on since it caused such a stir.
That's cool.
The old god isn't the only one with the bants, though.
Yeah, this is
The
it right here.
Ashbringer,
This is the
Alexander
Ashbringer.
Smolgrain, also has a lot to say. His death was marred with betrayal and desecration,
Yeah.
having been stabbed in the back by his own son, with his own weapon even, the Ashbringer.
Fucking
This
ridiculous.
treachery cursed the blade, and Mograine himself was raised from the dead to serve and kill Fazad's undead army.
Sad.
Players can obtain the corrupted Ashbringer in the next Ramus raid,
Yep.
And while equipped, he would periodically
I'll be
hear
getting this.
whispers from Ogren's lost soul.
Excuse me?
Holy shit. That's so badass, man. That is so badass. Oh, these are like the fucking
It
knoll
puts the
camps, right?
lotion on its skin. It's kind of funny.
Look at
You
that.
murder some bunnies, make some clothing out of their hide, and no
Well,
one
you can
bats an
skill
eye.
You can skin
But
rabbits.
you make just one knoll tent made out of human skin, and everyone loses their crap.
Holy shit.
That's right. You know all of those knoll camps in the game? Look closely at their tents, and you'll uncover the shocking truth. You ever wonder what happens to the bodies of the low-level humans?
That's
who
true,
fell
there's no
victim to the
skin.
mighty Hogger?
Yeah, look at
Bring
that.
companions, and remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Holy shit. Oh, the Whispers of Tyrannus. Or Tyrannus, I don't know how to say his name. Yeah. Oh, boy. Succeeding. There's still the blood on the ground. And it's hardcore.
Patricide, the killing of one's own father. Preceding the events of World of Warcraft, there's a prince by the name of Arthas Menethil, the son of Tyrannus Menethil and heir to the throne.
Yep.
He was an ordained paladin in the Order of the Silver Hand.
Yeah, whatever
and fought
happened
for
with that?
justice and defended the weak. His story, however, was marred with heartbreak, madness, and betrayal. In his youth, he uncovered a plot by the Dreadlord Mal'Ganis to turn the citizens of his hometown, Stratholme, into undead through the consumption of poisoned foodstuffs. He rushed back to the kingdom to warn them, but it was too late, and the entire city had to be purged. The citizens turned as he warned, and he and his paladins had the grisly task of massacring them. He was driven mad by the ordeal, and in a quest for revenge against Mal'Ganis, he uncovered the rune blade Frostmourne, the weapon of the ruler of all undead, the Lich King. He wielded the cursed blade.
Can I just say that Arthas would have been the best king? He did what needed to be done. He did what he needed to do. Like, Uther and Jaina were too much pussies to understand that Arthas needed to kill those people so they wouldn't kill more people. He was the only person that could make a decision that only a king could make. And Uther and Jaina pussied out, and Arthas would have never had to take up Frostmourne because he would have had the power of his girlfriend and his mentor with him, and he would have never felt compelled to use the sword.
That's kind of true. He's kind of like Ozymandias.
How?
Well, he saved people by killing them.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You talking about Ozymandias like in the story, or Ozymandias in the Watchmen?
The Watchmen. Who watches the Watchers? Sometimes you gotta kill people to save people, you know? That's why you shoot criminals, to stop them from killing people.
Well, it's a quarantine. He had to quarantine them. And Arthas did the right thing. And his dad, I can guarantee you, if Arthas came back and told his dad would be like, yeah, I guess you gotta do it, right? Nobody else understood him. Nobody else got it. Arthas was never the bad guy. Even whenever Arthas became the Lich King, he wasn't the bad guy because he held the Scourge back. Arthas only became the bad guy whenever Frostmourne poisoned his mind. So his mind was no longer his own whenever Frostmourne was controlling him, because that's why Mal'Ganis wanted him to pick up the sword. Arthas did nothing wrong. Period.
To aid him in his quest for revenge, and was able to slay the Dreadlord in one-on-one combat. The victory, however, was hollow, as the last of his sanity slipped away, and the cursed sword took hold of him.
Yeah.
Under the influence of Frostmourne and the Lich King, he slayed his companions and returned to the kingdom. The crowd rejoiced its champion as he walked through the halls leading to the throne room, showering him with rose petals and ringing the bells in celebration.
Not draw any like confusion.
The cheers of joy and admiration quickly turned to horror as he drove Frostmourne through his own father's heart and unleashed the undead upon his own people. They say the dead don't lie, and vestiges of the past can be found in-game. In the Undercity, if one turns up their ambience to the max and listens very carefully,
you can
in
hear
the
the
bell
voices.
tower, you can still hear the joyous ringing, marking the prince's return.
Yep. So badass.
In the hallway leading up to the throne room lay still the rose petals that once showered the prince.
Wait, I didn't know that part. Damn. What the fuck?
And in the throne room, you can hear the dialogue between Arthas and his father, moments before he ruthlessly murdered him.
God damn. Fuck, man. This is serious. Better? Oh, here we go. This is good. You know, this one's going to make a lot of people mad. Let's look at this one. This is great. Top 10 changes that made WoW better after Vanilla WoW. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that'll be perfect.
In this video, we'll go over 10 things that existed in Vanilla WoW, but were made better later on in WoW's history.
Okay.
In number 10, we have the stealth mechanic. Stealth in Vanilla WoW reduced your movement speed by 50%, and there is a high chance mobs can detect you.
True.
Even if you're like 10 or 15 yards away.
True.
Unless you took talents which made your stealth better, or wore pieces of gear or had racials that could increase it.
Yep.
Rogues had a talent called Master of Deception, with 5 ranks, each one making your stealth better.
I remember this.
By reducing the chance enemies have to detect you while you're stealth.
I think you even got
And
like
this was considered a
enchants for it and
good
shit, right?
talent,
Maybe
because
not.
of how bad the baseline stealth was. With higher ranks of stealth, druids and rogues could go a little bit faster than 50%, but you could never go the full 100% run speed with their classes, specs, and talents.
Okay.
You were always just moving slower than normal. Then later on in WoW's history, they removed the slow penalty to stealth and gave stealth max ranks of Master of Deception-like talents by default. So you can sneak right past a mob in stealth of similar level to you, and as long as you don't touch them, they won't notice you. Which is amazing compared to the vanilla WoW stealth.
I don't like it.
And also a pretty minor thing on a whole, and that's why it's only the number 10 spot. Number 9, Gathering Time.
Nope. No. 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 Okay.
I don't mind gathering time in vanilla. I don't mind it. It adds like a little bit of tension, like if you're balls deep in essentially an outdoor dungeon and you go to gather something and it takes you like 10 hours to fucking open a chest, you know? It's like, you know, you're gonna get ganked, you get something gonna spawn, you know, it adds that tension. Nowadays, it's just like, oh, open a chest, derp to derp, here we are. And honestly, I think that's why that mechanic existed in the first place, was like an element. It was essentially a gameplay element, is what it was. I almost want to like YouTube search videos of people playing vanilla or classic, and they're like getting something or opening something, and they just get ganked or whatever, right by an elite mob or whatever. Nope. You don't get to touch me. And he just doesn't drop anything, this fucking piece of shit. Yeah, just resist like everything. Even though you're a level below me, it's fine. I don't know why I'm suddenly having a hard time getting up. fucking feather around here, but whatever. Oh, that's convenient. And who am I gonna have to suck off to get this last feather? There we go. You want to smoke? Hey. Moment. I'm gonna, to conserve bandwidth, I'm gonna go ahead and just end the stream and restart it when I'm done.